brought me close to the religion. Regardless all this, I still had like an instinctive fear of Islam, the one I had been brought up with, and that was very stupid of me. So, at first, I was very surprised by that conversion of Simon. We remained in touch, sending emails, and we used to spend a lot of time talking on the phone. So we decided to meet. The day we met again, we felt we were never apart before. And very soon we realized that we had no other alternative but to marry. Ibrahim was showing so much affection, and the nice characters I could see in him helped me breaking down barriers of prejudices I had about Islam. The main image of Islam portrayed in France is women having very little to say, all those things that didn't mean much to me. With time, I realized how misinformed I was. I started revising my so-called concept of freedom. In France, often, the freedom of women is addressed. I found out that the real freedom was not at all the concepts I had been taught. And I started discovering a new way of understanding women's respect and understanding better Islam.
Et ça m'a permis de m'ouvrir beaucoup plus et d'aller de comprendre plus cette religion.
She accepted that completely the shahada, that la ilaha illallah wa Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She completely accepted that. She accepted that although she was Christian, that she didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God, and the fact that we ate halal. We had istinja, and we practiced the culture. We had an Islamic culture, and really we had no arguments. There was nothing. We've never had an argument about Islam or anything that I had to convince her or try to make her change her mind. So really, it was just, for me, it was just a question of building on that basis. That gradually she would come closer to taking on the fullness of the Sharia in ibadah, for example. But I was also aware that when I became Muslim, it took me 6 months in meeting English Muslims. It took me 6 months to become Muslim. And I was somebody who already knew the prayer, who already knew about Islam for a very long time. So for somebody that doesn't know anything about Islam to then be presented with this idea of becoming Muslim, I knew it was going to take us some time to digest the whole thing. And I knew that it was important that she had the right company. So when I had the opportunity to move out here to the Emirates, I thought this was a very good opportunity for us both to enter into a Muslim culture where she would be bound to find women that could talk to her about the deen. And amazingly, completely by Allah, all of this, my deputy at the school where I work is a French Muslim woman. So we met her when I came for the interview. My wife came with me for the interview for the job, and the owner of the school said, "Oh, bring your wife into the interview room as well. She can come. She doesn't have to wait in the secretary's office." And I said, "But she doesn't speak English. She only speaks French." And oh well, the acting principal of the school is also a French speaker. So she met our friend Lyciane, for the very first time she came here. And thanks to Lyciane, when she moved here, she began to meet other French women who were also Muslim, and it happened extremely quickly.
Donc je suis devenue
So I became a
musulmane le
Muslim
troisième
on
jour
the
du
third
Ramadan.
day of Ramadan. It was something
C'était
under
quelque chose qui
process
pouvait,
since
je me
long.
sentais pas très bien.
I didn't feel
Il
so
fallait que je prenne une
comfortable.
décision.
I
et
knew I needed to do
et-
something about it.
c'était quelque
It
chose
was
de très
very
important pour
important
moi.
for me. And
Et,
when I pronounced the testimonies of
Quand,
faith, the
je l'ai
Shahada,
prononcé,
to
je me
embrace
suis rendu
Islam,
compte que je l'avais fait
I realized that
seule et que
I did it without Ibrahim.
t'aurais sûrement voulu
He probably would have
être là
liked to
avec
be
moi,
there.
mais, c'était important
Anyway,
pour moi de le faire
after
vraiment
my
seule.
conversion to Islam,
Et puis,
things started changing
choses ont
slowly
changé
but
doucement.
surely.
doucement,
I
mais
had
sûrement,
committed
parce que j'ai
to
réfléchi et je me
something.
suis dit,
I wanted to be
aujourd'hui, je me suis
totally
engagée
committed.
dans quelque chose.
Now
On
I
peut
need to
pas
pray,
être,
and
musulmane
I need
sans-
to understand
sans
better
engagement.
and learn my
Et,
religion.
je me suis dit, alors maintenant,
I want to discover and feel this new lifestyle. The first time Ibrahim and I prayed together, it was a very strong moment. I still remember it. And I feel I'm becoming a new person. Sorry, but it is very moving. Well, for the future, I hope we will always remain together. And what I want today is, of course, understand better my religion and progress in Islam. There are so many things to do. I think it is extremely important to be well educated, especially in the religion. I have my whole life now to learn, although I don't think it will be enough. I want to learn, and I want to share many things with Muslims. Even, why not? I want to share with other people. If they are willing to tell me about their path, I'm ready to tell them my story with pleasure.
So for me, the reality of Islam is that it's a path. And everybody in the world has a path that they follow. Everybody is on a path, whether they've chosen it or not. And the thing about choosing to become a Muslim is that you decide that this is a path that is going to take me somewhere. So in 25 years of traveling this path, I can honestly say that I'm now more aware of how much I don't know than I was at the beginning. But one way I've heard this explained is that if we think about Tawheed, the oneness of God, that Tawheed is an ocean which is very wide and very far across, but also very deep. And deep in the ocean of Tawheed, there are, like in the oceans of this world, there are treasures and strange things which, if you bring them to the surface, they die. So diving into the ocean of Tawheed and trying to understand Tawheed as much as possible brings something into your life which goes way beyond yourself. And I've always been suspicious, as I had said before, of what is the reality of the self that one experiences oneself to be. And I always felt that people were asleep, and I felt that I was asleep and I needed to wake up. And it's through this encounter with Allah and coming to know and appreciate and understand and become part of the Tawheed of His creation and the oneness of what He has created. This is a way of realizing, of making real, the essence of what a human being is. And it's something that everybody feels the need for. And they find it in all kinds of different ways. But it was only the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam who was able to come and show us what the realized human being is. And in following his sunnah, my experience has been that it takes you way, way further and much deeper into the reality of life than any other path that you could choose. And I tried a few before becoming Muslim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين